Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We are transportation. We're going to discuss parking permits, alternative methods of getting to campus, and our bus system, the Wolf Line. My name is Damar Bonamir. I'm the communications manager. With us today, we have Carolyn, our TDM manager, which is our alternative transportation, such as biking, carpooling, walking, the Lime scooters you may see around campus. Caitlin, our parking services manager, and Connor, our transit manager, which is the Wolf Line. So just quick overview of transportation. We manage and maintain about 20,000 parking spaces and have 18,000 permit holders. We also promote alternative modes of transportation, as I mentioned before, such as using the bus, walking, biking, and carpooling. We operate the Wolf Line and manage an $8 million transit contract, and we do everything we can to advocate to lessen parking impacts. And now I'll turn it over to Connor to discuss the Wolf Line.
Thanks, Damar. So NC State has a comprehensive transit service that serves you whether you live on campus or off campus in the direct area of the university. So just a rule for nowadays, masks are required on all buses. We run our buses from 7 a.m. to 1:45 in the morning, depending on the routes. We have 10 routes and 3 weekend routes. To combine those last 2 points, 3 of our routes run until 1:45 in the morning, and most of the routes run all day. So you shouldn't have a problem getting between classes or between your dorm and places of interest. There's no fare or ID required to ride. Just hop on, ride to where you need to go, and hop off. It's very simple to use, and assisting you in using our transit service, we have an app called Transloc that provides schedules, real-time bus information about where the bus is, when it's going to get to the stop closest to you, and it really makes things easy to use the bus. One thing that will be mentioned later is we have 2 of our routes that serve park and ride lots for commuters. So we utilize that as well. Back to you, Damar.
Thank you, Connor. Now I'll turn it over to Caitlin, who can talk about parking permits.
Excellent. Thanks, Damar. So our student parking permit sales for the spring semester will begin on November 16th at 10 a.m. It's our open permit sales. This is the time when we sell any permits that are not renewed by students who currently have a fall permit to students who either are coming into campus or who are just now needing a parking permit. So if you're planning on purchasing a parking permit, it is extremely important that you remember that date, November 16th at 10 a.m. So our parking permits are sold on a first come, first serve basis. They will sell out 100%, but they are sold on a first come, first serve. So if you would like to purchase a parking permit, I would suggest being online at the sale at 10 a.m. on November 16th. Our parking permits are only valid for a semester. So the permits you would be purchasing on November 16th would be for the spring semester. We then have another permit that you would purchase if you were staying on campus for the summer. All of our student parking permits are sold online only, so you would not be able to stop by the office and pick up a parking permit. Pricing and information about all of the different types of parking permits we have can be found at go.ncsu.edu/student parking. And on that page, outside of the pricing, you can also see a list of all of the different parking permits that we offer, as well as a list of all of the number of credit hours that are required to purchase each type of permit. So because our permits are sold on a first come, first served basis, I think it is very important for our customers to determine ahead of time which type of parking permit they would like to buy. So it is a really good idea for you guys to check out this website, look up how many credit hours you have, and determine like what your first choice and your second choice of parking permit would be, so that you can know in your head during the sales time exactly what you're looking for.
Thank Caitlin. Just to follow up with what Caitlin said, all of our permits are virtual. We use a program called LPR, which is license plate recognition, to check permits. No physical permits. Your license plate is your permit. And as Caitlin mentioned, purchase online at go.ncsu.edu/student parking. As Connor mentioned before, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, give more in-depth info. We do have a couple parking rides, free to use. This is where you park and then ride the Wolf Line to campus. You must register for a free permit. And this is mainly just so we can get in touch with you if we need to let you know something about the park and ride that you're at. So for example, right now the state fair is going on. We have a park and ride at Carter-Finley Stadium. We have had to relocate the lot and the bus stop for that lot. So by registering for that permit, we're able to notify you of this change well in advance so you can prepare. The park and rides that we have are Carter-Finley, as I mentioned, and then Spring Hill, which is on the Dorothea Dix campus. For the LPR, all of the vehicles that you see here are equipped with cameras, and they scan the license plates as they're driving through the lot to verify that the vehicle has a permit and is in the correct lot with that permit. So because your license plate is your permit, there's no back in or pull through parking unless the state that you are from requires a license plate on the front of your vehicle, then you can pull through or back in. If not, we have a front license plate that you can buy for $5, and that allows you to back in or pull through. We also have hourly parking. We use the Park Mobile app for that. You go to the parking lot, pull up the app, put in the zone that you're in, pay, and then head to class wherever it is you need to go. It's $3 for the first hour and $2 for each additional hour. And now we've got a quick video just to show you how easy it is to purchase a permit online. And if you needed to watch that video again, it is also on the student parking webpage. So here's one of the park and rides that we mentioned before, the Carter-Finley Park and Ride. It's Route 60. You'll enter the lot through Gate B off of Trinity Road, and parking area will be to your right behind the bus shelter. And the red line that you see there is the path that the bus takes. Next one is the Spring Hill Park and Ride in Dorothea Dix. campus, that's Route 20. And again, the red line shows the path that the bus will take. And just a couple tips when you're parking. Make sure you remove your valuables. Park where your permit is valid. Park in the marked spaces. Park between the white lines, unlike this Cadillac here. And 3 things to tell yourself: after you park your car, make sure you lock it, and then leave. Now we'll turn it over to Carolyn, who can talk about the alternative transportation we offer.
Sure, thanks, Damar. So we have plenty of options here at NC State to get you around campus or to campus, either without a car or car light. So if you bring a bike to campus, we ask that you register it with us. You'll be able to register online and you'll get a free sticker for your bike. It is mandatory on campus to do so. If you don't bring your bike and you want to shorten your walk time, we have 300 Lime scooters available on campus. You can reserve those with the app, the Lime app. So like I said, 300 on campus. You can take them pretty much wherever you need to go that's within the campus system area. On our website, which will be linked at the end of the presentation, we also have a downloadable walk times map if you're going to be doing it on foot. So you can see, for example, how long it would take to get from the student union to the library. If you would like to split a permit with another student, we have carpooling available. So it's splitting the full cost of a permit, and you can park in any of the decks on campus. So it might be a better option than purchasing a permit just for yourself alone. If you are riding the bus from Raleigh, or if you're coming from a little bit farther away, like Apex or Durham or Cary, the Go Raleigh and Go Triangle buses are all going to be fare free until June 30th of 2022. So no pass is required to ride those buses. Then in the left corner over there, you'll see our Wolf Trails logo. So Wolf Trails is our student commuter benefits program. So if you are not purchasing a parking permit for yourself, but you're carpooling with another student, you're riding the bus, you're biking to campus, or you're walking, you can register for this program. And what we do is we'll offer for you 6 free permits per semester to park in the varsity lot for those days when you need to bring your car to campus. And back to you.
Thank you. And that concludes our presentation. If you need to reach us, you can call us at 919-515-3424 or email us at ncsu-transportation@ncsu.edu. Our website is transportation.ncsu.edu. And then the permit portal is ncsu.aimsparking.com. We are also on social media, so be sure to follow us so you can stay up to date on what's happening. The departmental account is at NC State Transpo. The Wolf Line for information on the buses is at NCSU Wolf Line. And then for more information on our alternative transportation program, it's at NCSU Wolf Trails. We will now open it up to any questions that you have.
Great. I have a couple of questions here. The first one I have is for Connor, and that is, how busy are the buses?
So, well, great question. It depends on time of day. It depends on what route you're going and where you're going. Peak times during the day when everyone's trying to get to and from class, the buses can get pretty full. Rarely they can be full enough to where they are jam-packed and no one else can get on. But that, like I said, is very rare. Most of the time, half full, less than half full. So you shouldn't have a problem getting to and from places. Yeah.
Excellent, thanks. The next question is for Carolyn, and that is, can you explain a little bit about how the carpool system works?
Sure. So you can go in through the permit portal. The carpool leader will start the application. So from there, you can send email invites to whoever else you want to be in your carpool. So once everybody's accepted the invites and put in their details about their vehicle and their address, we'll go ahead and begin the approval process so that you can submit for payment. We do have the requirement that students have to live 1/4 mile away from a Wolfline stop or farther. So you can check that. We do have a map available online. So be sure to stay tuned with that.
Thank you. I have another one that says, can we purchase more than one parking permit? And the answer to that is no. Unfortunately, we do not have enough parking spaces on campus to give everyone associated with NC State even one parking permit. So because of that, we cannot allow people to have 2 permits. So a question that we often get related to that is, what do I do if I have classes on Centennial and on main campus? And the answer to that is Wolfline, or Lime scooters, or riding a bike. We suggest that people park once on campus during the day and then utilize the Wolfline or biking or other forms of alternative transportation to get around campus throughout the day. So if you have class on both campuses, you'll want to pick one campus to park on and then utilize the Wolfline to get to the other campus.
And just to tack on to that, we have a bus connecting main campus and Centennial campus just about every 3 minutes all day. So it's not like you're going to be waiting around.
Yeah, that's great information. The next question is, does everyone get a parking permit? So as we talked about earlier in this presentation, unfortunately, everyone does not get a parking permit. So we just don't have enough parking spaces for everyone to get a space. So all of our permits are sold on a first come, first served basis. It is important when you're purchasing a parking permit to make sure that you are paying attention to when the permit sales are and what time they start, as our permits typically sell out pretty quickly. So if you really want a parking permit, you're going to want to make sure you're on time to that sale. Okay, next question is, can we register a bike at any time? Carolyn, do you want to answer this?
Sure. Yep. You can register your bike at any point during the year. Like I said, it's very easy to do online, and then you can come to our office at the transportation office during regular business hours to pick up your sticker.
Great, thanks. And I think we have time for one more question today. So we are going to go with this one, which says, where can freshmen park? And can freshmen bring their cars to campus? And the answer to that is yes, they can. However, just be aware that a lot of freshmen do not bring their cars to campus, and they make out totally fine. They utilize bikes on campus to get around. They utilize the Wolfline to get around. And also you can even use the regional transit to get around to places like the grocery store or the movie theater. But as far as first year parking goes, for students who are living on campus in the residence halls, they can purchase the resident storage or RS permit type. And for first year students with less than 30 credit hours who are commuting to campus and not living in a residence hall, they can purchase the varsity permit or the fringe permit. And as I talked about earlier in the presentation, the best way to determine what type of permit you need is by going to go.ncsu.edu/student parking.
And to add on top of that, to help you figure out which ones you're eligible for, you want to log into MyPack portal and then check your total units. Check the total units section of your degree audit. That is where it'll show you how many units you've passed. And then when you get to the student page, the student parking page, you'll see on that list, you'll see the credit requirements for each permit. So you'll want to use that information to show which one that you're eligible for. So you may want that Coliseum deck permit, but you may not have the correct number of credit hours for that.
Excellent.
Looks like the chat is pretty slow, so if nobody's got any other questions, we'll go ahead and let you guys loose.